Welcome back, guys, to our advanced tool training series. So we had left our project at the point where we had added all those two sections. We had added our pay lines on the roof on one side and also added our side heading pay lines. So now I want to show you another simpler way. For example, if you've already created pay lines on one side of your structure, right? This only applies when you've created pay lines on one side, so that you don't go through the whole process of adding your pay lines, setting out your intermediate distance, start distances, changing your profiles, and how your pay lines are going to be switching on each page, right? So if you've remember, guys, it only applies to when you have already created pay lines for a similar page. So what we are going to do is we're going to simply mirror these pay lines, right? As we're going to mirror this, you will see that there will be one or two things that we need to fix. Right, I'll show you as we go. So from here onwards, let's just okay, what I'm going to do is, since it's refusing to give me a true view, I'm just going to say UCS, enter, and then put it on my near point. Okay, so that is my near point. If your UCS is not showing up, that means that it's turned off under view. So go to your report and then go to view. As you can see, UCS icon is off. There you go, and UCS is now back. Then from there onwards, just align and then try, if it's refusing, to select, let's see. Okay, just try to align here so that I can get better true view. Okay, I think this will do. Okay, no, it's not going to do it. Definitely not going to do it. Okay, what is the best way of doing this? Before we start having to change our UCS so that we can have our XY plane in this view. Alright, just gonna select them on that one. Right. Select the pay lines on the roof. Okay, picked up the old one. Alright, then we select the intelligent box. Guys, remember the intelligent box is the point as well. You have to select it. Then type every height for mirror. Pick up the first point, then your second point. Do you want to erase source objects? No. Right. So this is the alignment. It's smaller to each other. So our profiles are facing the wrong direction. So in order to change this, we need to edit our intelligent box. But now I'm seeing something that we might have overlooked. This changes to the frame. Okay, as you can see, our axis line is not on the edge of our pillar, even on the other end as well. Our axis line is not on the edge of our pillar. So we need to change our axis line so it's exactly on the edge of our pillar. So let's start with the one that we copied from or mirrored from. You go to alignment, and then here where it says axis reference, bottom middle, right? We don't want this at the bottom. We want this either on the right or on the left. So it should be bottom left, exactly. So it's now on the edge of our profile. This is what we want to achieve. So it's going to do the same for the other side. And then also flip our section, right? So alignment, change this to bottom left, right? The axis has been changed. Now, in order to change the orientation or the direction of the profile, right? There are two options, but you need to be careful because one option affects the position of the axis reference line, the one that line in red. So for example, if you say invert, is just going to change the direction of the profile, right? Let me deselect that and say flip profile. So if you say flip, right, is going to change the location of your axis line, but the position of the pay line is not going to change. Same position, your pay line has been, the orientation or the direction has been changed, and also the axis line position has been changed. So we don't want to change the axis line position because this is also good for us in terms of editing. So I'm just going to invert the section. Okay, so this is what we want to do. And we are done. Now, from there, we're just going to add pay lines on the other side of our structure, which is this grid line here. Right, that should be grid line 4. Okay, so let's just change those to shade of gray, and then let's check our PDF. Let's see. So according to our PDF, right, our pay line dimensions on grid line D and grid line A, they are the same, and you can also see it here on this elevation, grid line 1, right? They are the same. So instead of creating them again, I am just going to copy them again. Right? Why? Because there was this difference here. That made us have to delete the intelligent box. So this dimension here is the cause why we had to delete our intelligent box, so we can cater for this opening here. So what I'm simply going to do is just going to select. Okay, this is already split, so I don't need this, but I'm just going to copy this down on the other side. So I'm just going to select these for all bays. I think there's one bay and one bay at the top. That one, and that one, and that one. Then mirror. A mirror point, second mirror point, erase the source, and then from there I'll select this and then copy it down because you don't have an opening this side. So I'm gonna copy it, and you can copy it from there, or you can copy it from that corner there, and then you bring it down to that position. Then we are good to go. And I'm also noticing that the column that we put there, that column there with obey is not straight, it's expanded, so we don't edit that at the end. So from here on, now we need to add our pay lines on our ends. That's on grid line and grid line D. So let's check our PDF for the dimensions. So our PDF says that these dimensions, our SOP, there's 252 from the SOP, and then 1550 all the way to the bottom. At the bottom, we've got 466. Okay, so let's add our pay lines, meaning that one day it's got an opening, and that is one end is an opening. That is the end where we've got that door there, and then the other end doesn't have an opening. Okay, so let's minimize that. Go to our pay line option, boom. Then pay line, then we select activate. Okay, do you want to select reference point? Okay, yes, I do want to select a reference point. And I want my reference point. Okay, it's not picking up. I want the center of the top surface of that plate. Okay, so what I'm going to do is just going to create a line there. Just going to create a line there to that point, so that I can simply have my reference point. Okay, so let's go again. Then select our columns, hit enter. Then do you want to select a reference point? Yes, I do want to select a reference point, and my reference point is that point there. Do you want to select additional reference point below? Okay, so our pair lines should be created now. Okay, those are our pair lines. So from there, we change our still sections. Our still sections should be called lib channels, and it should be 175 by 75 by 20 by 2.5, if I remember correctly. 175 by 75 by 20 by 2.5, exactly. Okay, so in this side, we're just going to have each bay, I mean, column to column have its own pair line, not going to have one continuous like the other roof. Right, so we're going to leave them like that, and then overlap. We're not going to have, okay, let's see, overlap. Okay, this is, yeah, we don't need that overlap. It's just flipping our columns the other way. We don't need, so we're not going to have an overlap. So we're going to go to alignment, and then here, since our profiles are facing upwards, okay, so let's start with the reference. Say system, I'm meaning that our pair lines are ending at the center of our columns. That's where the system line is. We want our pair lines to go to the outer flange. So as you can see from there, right? As you can see from there, so we're just going to change this to outer edge. Voila, that's where you want them. And then from here, we're just going to change here where it says invert section. Right. Now our profiles are looking the other way. This is where we want them exactly. Then from there, we go to distances. Our start distance, if I remember well, that's 252. And then our intermediate distance is 1550. And then last to Eve is the same 1550. Right. So this is how our pair lines are looking like, and they're flashing with this work as well. So this is how we want our pair lines to look like. So you can end up here, or you can do the same on the other hand, right? So in this side, what I'm going to do is I'm going to delete this intelligent box. Let me just close this. I'm going to delete the intelligent box. Why? Because this is where we need to get our opening. And we cannot just delete anything that came with the intelligent box. Why? Because it would delete everything that came with the intelligent box. For example, select a pair line that came with the intelligent box. You hit delete, you see it deletes everything that came with the intelligent box. So, guys, remember, anything that comes with either the intelligent box or the connection joint, if you delete anything that came with that joint, is going to delete everything related to that joint. So in order to go about this thing, we need to just delete that box. Now we can delete them manually, and then enter. Now we just need to extend. If we check our PDF, we go to that view. As you can see, our pair lines are going to the other flange. Okay, so select the pair line, select the node, then drag to the side where you want to extend, and then let's just check this. This is a 4 or 6. That means that our pair line is exactly ending on the half of that column, so we need to extend by 2 or 3. Okay, so it's select the nodes, just type 2 or 3 on your keyboard. Go to the next pair line, select it, select the node 2 or 3. So let's do the same for all the instances where we need our lives to be extended. But so this case, this side we are good to go. Let's add our pen lines this side as well. So we can say pen lines and say, okay, we need to create our reference point. And our reference point. It's important. So the user reference point, courtesy of that axis line of the rafter that is on the top surface. At least we can, if we don't want to use the construction lines, then we can use that one. So let's add our pillars. So select the columns, select the column, enter. Do you want to add? Do you want to select a reference point? Yes. And that is my reference point. Then no. Our pillar should be created. Then from there, section, let's change the section, go to all, type S for South Africa, South African environment, code lib channel. Let's look for 75 by 70 by 20 by 2.5. And then from there, we need to go to alignment. The reference is outer edge. And then we need to invert. As you can see, our profiles are in the bottom half in the wrong direction. We invert the section. And then we go with distances. We say our starting distance is 252. And then intermediate distance is 1550. And then last to eve, this is 1550 as well. Right. And as you can see, our pair lines have been added. Our pair lines have been added. So let's just turn this to realistic. And let's see. As you can see, our pair lines have been added. So guys, this is how we add your pair lines. This is how we add your pair lines. So let's just sort out this column here that is not in the proper orientation. So I'm just going to do a construction line. And down to the bottom, down to there, then move that load so that it's perpendicular to that line. Okay, so you can see now it's vertically up. It's not at an angle, it's now vertically up, which is how we want it to be. So guys, this is the end of our lessons, adding lines part 2. We've added line the roof we did as well. So remember, if you've got an instance of line that been added, you can need those lines to the other side. Make sure that your axis line is on the edge, on the outer side of your pair line for easy dimension, because your dimensions will pick up on the axis. Where your axis is, that's where your dimensions are going to pick up. It also makes it easy for you to drag and, for your load, for smoothing, turning, extending, and all that editing that you can do. So this is our lesson today. So in the following lesson, we are going to start adding our pair line connections. And then from there, once we are done, we are going to start detailing, which is something that I'm quite sure a lot of you are looking forward, which is the detailing part. And I'm very confident that a lot of you are looking forward to the detailing part. So next lesson, guys, we're just going to see if we can do a quick in terms of adding our pair line connections. And then from there, the following lesson, we start to do our detailing. Cheers. Enjoy.